Learn English Podcast.
Today, forget just memorizing grammar rules. We're diving into the actual blueprints of English.
Yeah, looking at the function, right?
Exactly. Not just what a word is, but what its job is in making a sentence work. We're tackling the 8 building blocks.
It's like a team, really. Nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. Get the roles straight, and a lot of common errors just kind of disappear.
Okay, so if we're building, who lays the foundation? What are the key players?
We got to start with nouns. They're the naming words, people, places, things, ideas. Functionally, they're your subject or object.
Right, like car, something you can, touch, concrete.
Exactly. Or something like freedom, which is abstract. You can't touch it, but it's still a noun. It's the what.
Got it. And connected to that, there's a really common trip up with nouns, isn't there? Especially with quantity.
Oh, absolutely. You hear it all the time. People saying things like informations or advices.
Right. Adding an S where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, the mistake there is treating uncountable nouns like they're separate items you can count. They're actually like a mass or a whole concept.
So you can't have 2 advices. It just doesn't make sense functionally.
Precisely. They never, ever take an S. It fundamentally misunderstands their job.
Okay, so we have our what's the noun? How does it get put into action? What makes the sentence go?
That's the verb, the engine, basically.
Yeah.
It shows the action like run, or sometimes a state of being like is or seems.
So put them together, noun plus verb.
And you get your basic structure. The dog barks. Simple but complete.
Okay, but a bit plain. How do we add some flavor? Describe the dog itself.
That's where adjectives step in. They're the color words. Their job is only to modify nouns. What kind of dog? Which dog?
So, the brown dog barks. The adjective brown tells us about the noun dog.
Perfect. Now here's where that functional view gets really useful. What if we want to describe how the dog barks?
Right, the action itself. Not the dog, but the barking.
Exactly. And this is probably the single biggest point of confusion for learners. You need an adverb.
Okay.
Adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, or even other adverbs. They answer how, when, where, to what extent. So the dog barks loudly.
So loudly describes the verb barks. That clarifies the whole speak English good problem.
It really does. Good is an adjective. Its job is to describe things, nouns, like a good dog.
But speak is a verb, an action.
So you need the adverb that describes how you perform that action. You need to speak English well. Well is the adverb.
That functional distinction makes it so much clearer. Describe a thing, use an adjective. Describe an action, use an adverb.
Once you see the job description, it clicks.
Okay, what about making sentences more efficient? Avoiding saying the dog over and over.
That's the pronouns role. They're the stand-ins, the replacements. Instead of the dog, you use he or it. Avoids repetition.
Makes sense. And linking ideas or clauses together.
That's the job of conjunctions. They're the glue. You might know the mnemonic AM boys.
For and, nor, but, or yet. So, yeah. Connect thoughts.
And don't forget, prepositions. Tiny words. Huge job.
Like at, on, in, for. People think location, but it's more, isn't it?
Much more. They show the relationship, time, direction, location between different parts of the sentence. Think about looking at the dog versus looking for the dog.
Totally different meaning just by changing that one little functional word.
Precisely. They define relationships. And lastly, often forgotten.
Interjections.
Yeah, those quick bursts of emotion. Wow. Ouch. They stand apart, functionally expressing feeling.
So wrapping this up, the big takeaway for you listening is, well, understanding the job each word does is way more powerful than just memorizing a list.
It really is. It gives you the why behind the rules. And, thinking about practical application, some sources suggest something as simple as color coding.
Color coding. How so?
Assigning a specific color to each part of speech when you take notes. Maybe nouns are always blue, verbs always red, adjectives green.
So you visually track the function.
Exactly. It turns these abstract grammar concepts into something concrete, visual, and much easier to remember and apply correctly. It anchors the function in your mind.
That's a fascinating thought to leave everyone with. How might you use something like color coding to see the function, the job of each word as you write or speak? Something to think about.